What kind of drama will unfold this summer in 2007? Dunga now, the manager of the Samba Kings. And O.Sánchez, the manager of Bolivia. So many stories yet to be written, Ray.
Yeah, right. And of course, Dunga will be taking over these yellow shirts in the Copa America, hosted by Venezuela. All looking forward to a marvelous tournament. They always are. And the United States taking up the invitation. Let's see what the boys, the Yankees, can do in the cauldron, the white-hot atmosphere of the Copa America. Because it's not CONCACAF, baby.
First match for the USA will be on the 28th in Maracaibo against Argentina. Group C for the US. Denilson. Well, Denilson had no room in this match.
No.
Pretty much for the entire game.
Certainly gets
taken
none
away
here by S.Castillo. You see the arm coming right across the face of Denilson. Would go on to make his fortune in Saudi Arabia with Al Nassr, of course. Denilson, 61 caps, had a fallout with Pereira after Coach Zagallo stood down. It wasn't to represent Brazil anymore.
You see the time, 5 minutes plus some injury time added on. A couple of players were down in the second half. Roberto.
Very lively player, Roberto. Danger man. Not had too much to cope with, though, to be honest, has he? The Bolivian keeper Trucco, compared to Taffarel at the other end of the field. Certainly Brazil's goalkeeper earned his money in this game. And for big parts of the game, Trucco was an observer.
Ronaldo, that time, the power, but not the accuracy. But again, his legacy is one of the great players of all time, not just about dribbling and holding the ball, but about being able to strike when the odds are against his team, and he has done that so well in his career.
Perfectly said, Lindsay Dean. I mean, Ronaldo was basically laying in wait in the long grass throughout this game. He got one clear-cut opportunity. The FIFA World Player of the Year capitalised, punished Bolivia. He would go on to win 2 more FIFA World Players of the Year. Only one other player in history's done that. The immortal Zizou, Zidane. But Ronaldo would go on to great things with Barcelona, of course, and Real Madrid. And plying his trade beautifully still with AC Milan, as we said earlier.
Well, among our looks back at some of the finals of the Copa America, we'll have the 2001 final, Colombia and Mexico. 2004 final, we'll have Argentina, Brazil. That's scheduled for Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific time.
What a game that was. 2 years ago, Argentina, magnificent against Brazil. Brazil were absolutely taken to the cleaners for much of that game. But just like in this game, Lindsay, Brazil would be indomitable and would pick themselves up in a magnificent Braveheart way, just like they have in this game. You've got to admire not just the samba football and the wonderful poets of the game that Brazil are, They have got the hearts of warriors. They truly do.
And this group did what they had to do despite being on their heels for a lot of time in this second half by Bolivia, the host nation. And Ray, the Copa America 2007 opens on Tuesday the 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern. 14-time winners, Uruguay against Peru. And that should be entertaining, followed by the host nation, Venezuela and Bolivia, at approximately 8:45 Eastern time, again on Tuesday, our first day of coverage of the 2007 Copa America from Venezuela in English here on Goal TV.
As you say, that opening game, that'll be real interesting. Uruguay could be one of the real dark horses, but I tell you what, look out for Mexico. They're having a rough rehearsal in the Gold Cup, but they are treating the Gold Cup as a rehearsal for the Copa America. I think Uruguay, Colombia and Mexico could find their way into the final of Copa America. Remember, if Argentina and Brazil win out on their group, they'll probably end up on the same side of the bracket. So they could face each other, Argentina and Brazil, in the semi-finals if they win their groups.
It's going to be interesting as well. As you mentioned, Mexico, the U.S. coming out of the Gold Cup tournament, how they're going to be able to handle the whole transition in such a short time. We've been talking about that on American soccer for quite some time. But it's going to be happening soon.
But looking at this game and its death throes now, Lindsay, your heart's got to bleed if you're impartial for Bolivia. The amount that they put into this game when it was 1-0, when it was 1-1, they had enough about them. They created by far the better chances. But either the woodwork stopped them, or Taffarel stopped them, or Lady Luck stopped them. But Brazil it was, in the shape of the phenomenon Ronaldo, who was the punishing factor in this game. Heartbreak for Bolivia
Cristaldo.
after such a brave performance.
Coimbra came on for Moreno. In extra time in this 97 final.
Aye.
Played wide, hit hard.
Again, brilliantly close by the outside back Bolivia. Sandy coming across and rifling one over. Again, so close, but so far.
Look at this again. There were 4 Bolivian players in the box.
Baldivieso getting called for offside. Not sure. The Bolivian coach Antonio Lopez did a good job, didn't he? So remember that gentleman. We've had a good look at Zagallo, but the Bolivian coach did tremendous in this tournament, galvanizing this team and his players, doing their country very proud, hosting the tournament and really bringing the country to life and giving them a big long birthday present, a month long.
Dunga working the referee for the clock, saying blow the whistle.
Please, I can't breathe. Referee maybe he's not got enough wind in his lungs to blow the whistle. Oh, well, one back.
Ronaldo. That's Nunes. Denilson this time gets free.
Roberto!
3-1 Brazil. And if they were waiting to exhale, they certainly could at this point. Zé Roberto and Ronaldo follow up the goal scored by Edmundo.
Just too many holes to exploit. In overtime, the Bolivians just pushing forward, pouring forward, leaving all sorts of holes at the back. And again, you cannot do this against the yellow shirts. There's just too much class about them, given this much space and time around the box. They never miss those ones, man. But again, the scoreline doing a grave injustice to Bolivia, but a great justice to the hearts of Brazil. They didn't play their samba football today. It was the boys in green that basically give them a footballing lesson for a lot of the time. But Lady Luck was against Bolivia, and they couldn't find the killer touch that was produced by Ronaldo and Zé Roberto.
Brazil wins the 97 Copa America. The final was 3-1. We'll be back with a recap in just a moment here on Goal TV.